past several decades, 2logical pioneered a truly unique and powerful way to develop global corporations' most valuable asset, their people. Transcending the traditional approach to workforce development, steeped in skill and process training, 2logical introduced a new hypothesis for workforce development with revolutionary potential. Central to this hypothesis was that skill and process training is limited and far less effective if the convictions, core beliefs, and the mindset of the workforce are not first addressed. Today, this hypothesis has become a proven reality to thousands of thought leaders across industry and has earned 2logical a prominent seat at the development table within the most progressive and best-trained companies throughout the world. Icons like Pfizer in the pharmaceutical industry, Blue Cross Blue Shield from the insurance industry, Procter & Gamble from the world of consumer products, Bank of America or HSBC from global banking, world leaders like Baker Hughes and GE Oil and Gas from the energy sector, along with scores of equally progressive companies of all sizes. In today's business climate, where companies must turn on a dime to remain relevant and competitive, where the steady pace of commerce is overshadowed by the demands to achieve bigger, better, and faster results, often with less people and resources, 2logical's unique approach to workforce development is an idea whose time has come. It's a secret weapon that the very best companies in the world have been quietly using to transform their workforce into the caliber of talent needed to compete today. But how? Simply put, 2logical helps you leverage your existing investment in skill and process training by adding the belief and mindset level of training needed to achieve the results you want and need. Let's take an even closer look at exactly how. Again, as we all know, the purpose of any training initiative is to drive results. We are either looking to create bigger and better results for existing metrics, or we are looking to move the workforce in a new direction to drive new and different results. But what drives results? Simply put, actions. It's the actions that the workforce takes each day that yields results. If your team consistently executes the right actions, they bring in the right results. If they take the wrong actions, they bring in the wrong results. If your team employs a mishmash of right and wrong actions, the unfortunate byproduct is, of course, mediocre results. Unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of organizational development happens at this level, the action level. It is the action level that skill training and process training takes place at. This is also the level where best practices are identified and refined. Now, it's not that developing people at the action level is not important or critical for that matter, because it absolutely is. However, as a thought leader and tenured executive, you know from your own experience that people rarely act upon new ideas, embrace new strategies, or close skill gaps until they first believe that they are capable and worthy of doing so. Simply put, it's not that people can't learn new skills, processes, or best practices. It's that they won't learn and execute them in a timely fashion if we fail to identify and close the belief gaps at the same time. Critical beliefs such as beliefs about themselves, their self-efficacy, about the industry and their company, beliefs about the products and the services, their customers, and the competition. All of these beliefs converge together to form the mindset of a peak performer if they are properly refined and developed. Conversely, if they are left undeveloped, unrefined, they form the classic mindset of the underachiever. 2logical's entire approach to workforce development in any application starts on this fundamental level first. Helping our clients over the past several decades to build workforce development solutions following this approach has consistently delivered demonstrable and unprecedented results. In today's pressing business environment, can you really transform your sales force in a timely manner with just one more skill or process training? Can you dramatically enhance or enrich your client's experience by simply training your service team with one more new technique or process improvement? Can you transform your management team into the world-class leaders you need with just another how-to coaching class? We all know the urgent demands for new and immediate business results no longer permit this methodology to remain the status quo. But why? Because when it comes to driving bigger, better, and faster results, simply telling, showing, or even demanding that your people follow a new process, refine an existing skill, or execute a best practice is way too slow. Simply put, the old paradigm fails to fulfill the immediate transformational needs business demands today because it fails to identify and close core belief gaps, stoke the convictions of each participant, and refine the mindset essential to individual and team success. As an executive and a thought leader in your organization, you intuitively know that developing your workforce at the mindset level represents the next generation of employee and work team development. Each of 2logical's clients knew this too, and went on to retain 2logical year after year, with countless initiatives in sales, leadership and management, and customer service. This unique approach helped them, once and for all, capture the means needed to tackle their most daunting challenges: underperforming sales teams, weak customer service, overmanagement, lack of leadership, lack of employee engagement and morale, overcome adversity and the tiring demands of change, eliminate department conflicts and silos, transform technical managers into gifted leaders, transform weak cultures into powerful success cultures, rapid unification of diverse cultures caused by mergers and acquisitions. I assure you that your intuition is correct, and this approach has consistently turned hunches into proven results for scores of leaders just like you. The next generation of workforce development is mindset beliefs plus skill set and process to equal revolutionary results. To find out how to easily and immediately implement this secret weapon within your team, request a free consultation via the form to the right.
I think what makes it so unique is your approach to mindset and belief instead of skill and process. Up to the time that we had the training at Saks, all of our efforts had been around skill and process, and we hadn't seen the needle move really at all. It was completely different with our experience with 2logical. Once I had the conversation with our EVP director of stores, and he saw how effective it was and got the feedback from the participants, he said to me, "I never need you to run another idea by me because I've never seen people this excited coming out of a workshop." And he'd never said anything like that to me before, and he'd been through countless workshops with us over the course of his career at Saks. So I think for him to say something like that to us is a real testament to the impact and the effect that that workshop had on the people who attended it. So mindset and belief, in my opinion, is the core of any training that we ever do.
The mindset piece of the training curriculum was clearly the differentiator that sold me on 2logical. I've never seen anything quite like it. Collectively, I think I've participated in more than 1,000 hours worth of training in my 30 years in the business world. And I always had a very strong feeling that there was a direct correlation to the success that a person could have on how he or she felt about themselves. And so if you felt good about yourself, if you felt good about your products and services, it was something that was going to increase the probability of your success. And the mindset is something that struck a chord with me. It's something that I always felt very strongly about, but was never articulated to me or delivered to me in any of the training curriculums that I had been through, be it sales training or leadership training. And the proof of the pudding is that we've made our plan for 12 months in a row since the training, which they hadn't done in 9 years previously at Oki Data.
After taking the 2logical course, I feel like I have an unfair advantage. I feel like I know things that other people should know, like other people should know this stuff. What's really unique about the 2logical training It's the fact that they really hone in and focus on the thoughts and beliefs, because that's what drives everyone, right? It drives you in the morning, it drives me in the morning. And that approach was so refreshing, because when you sit through their course, you're not just sitting through another management course. You're thinking about you as a person and how you can kind of evolve and get better, because it's how you think about it. It's how you think about the scenarios in your work life and how you think about scenarios at home. And when you realize that your thoughts and beliefs are the key to really driving your actions and attaining your goals, man, the 2logical system is hands down the best training I've ever taken. I got comments from competitors and everyone else saying, man, like when you see the Baker Hughes people walking around downtown right now, you can just see that they're energized. We've even had ex-employees like asked to come back and work with us again, just because like that energy has been there, and it's not just in the office. It's clearly when they leave here, they're proud to be part of this team, and I think that's really what's driving us. We're hitting our deliverables faster, and yeah, we just have the most motivated sales team that's on the street right now.
The impact that 2logical has had on NEC has been truly profound. There's no other way to say it. And I think that is very much due in large part to 2logical helping us put our people in the right mindset and belief structure to impact their business. Before you get to more of the skill set and tactical elements of how to be successful, you have to focus on, what is the mindset and belief structure of that individual. To me, 2logical taking the approach that everything starts there fundamentally and nothing else can be impacted until you get the person in the right mindset and belief structure. That is the element that makes their training different than any other training company on the market. What we've seen here in this fiscal year, we've seen over a 27% in our sales year over year from 2014 to 2015. It is a completely different organization than it was a little over a year ago, prior to 2logical coming in.
There are a lot of training companies available to executives out there, and I think 95% of them probably teach the same thing the same way. And 2logical takes a completely different approach that I think is relevant today, and particularly for tenured reps and particularly for managers. It's the group of tenured reps that are the hardest to reach, and I think 2logical's approach reaches them better than anything I've seen before. Some of the comments that I received from our people were, some were fairly predictable, and some were very surprising to me. The predictable comments that I received typically came from the newer reps, telling me how enthusiastically they were accepting the ideas that were being presented to them, and that they were buying into it, and that they liked it, and that it was a breath of fresh air. The surprising comments to me were similar comments from our tenured reps, and some of those were like, "This is the best training we've ever had. I really appreciate the opportunity to be exposed to this kind of program. I believe this is really going to change our organization. It's going to change me."
Being able to partner with a company like 2logical really helped to transform the entire company because of the impact that 2logical had, and really from a shift in mindset and beliefs. The team has, within the first year, moved to number 2, and by the second year, moved to number 1. I look at how not only did our leadership team change the way they coached and really transition from being a manager to a leader, but I look at how our sales team went from really an underachieving sales team in the Western New York area to being ranked number 1. Independent Health continues to be the number 1 ranked insurance plan here in Western New York as we speak today, and there is so much that has to be attributed to the great work that 2logical did for us. If I had to think of a word that encapsulates 2logical, it's transformational.